Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We are cutting through the noise, pulling knowledge straight from the data stack and delivering the crucial insights you need. Today, we're strapping on our heart rate monitors and plunging into that fitness phenomenon that seems to be everywhere. High-intensity interval training, you know it as HIIT cardio. It has this massive reputation, right? Maximum results, minimal time. But is the hype real? Our mission today is to really unpack the science. We want to go beyond the marketing to understand what actually makes it so potent and why it's become such a global standard.
Well, the idea itself is pretty simple, but the biology behind it is anything but. High-intensity interval training is all about alternating cycles. So you have these short bursts of just near maximal effort. We're talking 80 to 95% of your max heart rate.
Okay, so all out.
All out. And then that's followed by a structured period of rest or maybe some very low intensity recovery. This stop-start approach, it challenges the body's energy systems in a way that, traditional steady-state cardio can't.
And that leads right to the number one reason people start HIIT, which is efficiency. I mean, for anyone listening who is busy, this is the main draw. The sources all seem to confirm this one finding. You can get a really profound full-body metabolic spike in just 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
One that rivals like an hour or more of just jogging on a treadmill.
The time saving is incredible, but to really get why, you have to understand the physiological debt you're creating. When you push that hard in those short bursts, you create a huge oxygen shortfall. Your body literally can't supply oxygen fast enough to fuel the work, so you go into an oxygen deficit.
And that's the famous afterburn effect. This is the nugget of knowledge that changes everything for people who are new to this.
Precisely. We call it excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, or EPOC for short.
EPO.
And this is the crucial aha moment for so many people. It's the body's demand for oxygen that stays elevated after the workout is already over. And if we dig into the source material, it's really clear why this is happening. This extra oxygen isn't just, random. It's being used to fuel these critical recovery processes.
Like what? What's it doing?
Well, we're talking about restoring ATP, your main energy molecule rebalancing hormones like adrenaline, clearing out all that lactate from your muscles, and just bringing your body temperature back to normal.
Wow.
And because you've pushed everything so far, that elevated calorie burn can stick around for some studies say even 8 hours post-session.
8 hours.
8 hours. So you're literally burning fuel faster while you're showering or, sitting at your desk later.
That deep dive into EPOC really gives weight to this whole efficiency claim. But let's shift from just burning calories to body composition, because this is where it gets really interesting. The research it's pretty compelling. HIIT is exceptionally effective for reducing overall body fat, and the sources specifically call out its power against abdominal fat.
And that focus on abdominal fat, specifically the more dangerous visceral fat that wraps around your organs, that's a key benefit.
Right.
When you compare HIIT to just continuous moderate exercise, these high-intensity intervals seem to trigger a superior hormonal response. And that response basically tells the body to prioritize burning stored fat for fuel.
And crucially, it seems to preserve lean muscle while you're losing that fat, which is not something you always see.
That's the metabolic boost that really extends the benefits long term. By keeping or even gaining muscle while your resting metabolic rate is elevated from EP, you're building a more calorie-expensive engine, so to speak. It's that sustained elevation of your metabolism, hours after the workout that really helps with long-term weight management. It's so much more than just the immediate burn.
Okay, so a better physique is one thing, but HIIT is more than just a tool for aesthetics, right? It's a powerful tool for cardiovascular health. And honestly, this is where the results seem almost counterintuitive. Are you really telling me that 20 minutes of intense intervals is fundamentally better for my heart long-term than an hour-long walk?
It definitely challenges the old assumption that steady state is the only way to go for heart health. I mean, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the cardiovascular gains cited in the research they're remarkable. HIIT rapidly increases your aerobic capacity. That's how efficiently your body uses oxygen. And it has shown really significant effects in lowering blood pressure and improving cholesterol.
But how? What's the mechanism?
So this is the fascinating part. The intense nature of HIIT actually stimulates the release of specific growth factors.
Growth factors.
Yeah, these aren't just generic hormones. We're talking about things like vascular endothelial growth factor, or VEGF. The research indicates these factors actively promote heart health by improving the structure and flexibility of your blood vessels. They can even encourage new capillaries to grow.
So you're literally strengthening your entire vascular network from the inside out.
At a cellular level, yes, every time you commit to those max effort intervals.
That is real motivation right there. So, okay, if you're convinced and you're ready to apply this, let's talk practicals. How do you start? The flexibility is a huge plus. It's adaptable. You can do sprinting, cycling, or just body weight moves like jumping jacks, burpees, high knees.
Choosing the exercise is step one, but the structure. The structure is everything. You absolutely cannot just jump into some advanced protocol you see online. You have to determine your work-to-rest ratio based entirely on where you are now, fitness-wise. The goal is pure intensity in that work phase, not endurance.
So for someone just starting out, what's a good ratio to aim for?
I would start conservatively. The guidelines recommend shorter work intervals and longer rest periods. A great starting point is a 1-to-2 ratio, so maybe 20 seconds of intense effort, followed by 40 seconds of rest. That ensures you have enough recovery to really hit maximum effort again in the next round.
And then you progress from there.
Exactly. The goal is to gradually increase the work time or decrease the rest time, eventually moving toward a 1-to-1 or even a 2-to-1 ratio.
And speaking of structure, HIIT needs the right bookends. Right? You can't just go from 0 to 100 on the burpees. The sources are all very clear about a proper warm-up.
And we should clarify what kind of warm-up. For HIIT, it needs to be a dynamic warm-up. Meaning movements that get your heart rate up and, they mimic the exercises you're about to do. Think high knees, arm circles. It prepares the muscles and joints for those high-impact explosive movements.
And on the other side of the workout, the cool down, I imagine that's non-negotiable.
Absolutely. You have to follow up with a cool down that focuses on some light movement and static stretching.
Holding the stretches.
Right, holding stretches. And it's best to do that when your muscles are already warm from the workout. It promotes recovery, reduces soreness, and helps your whole system return to a resting state safely.
That focus on safety is so important. Because while intensity is the engine of HIIT, we have to stress what the sources say. Listen to your body. Progress gradually.
You should only challenge yourself by increasing the intensity or the duration when your fitness is genuinely improved. If your form breaks down halfway through a 30-second interval, you've pushed too far too fast.
Right. Intensity without good form is just a recipe for injury.
Exactly. You have to pay attention to those signs of discomfort or overexertion and feel okay with modifying an exercise or just taking more rest.
Okay, to make this completely actionable for you today, let's walk through the sample workout blueprint from the source material. We'll use a beginner-friendly 1-to-1 work-to-rest ratio, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off.
And notice the exercises they chose. They're all big, compound movements that use multiple muscle groups. That's the secret to getting that huge metabolic response.
Right, so you start with the warm-up. 5 minutes of dynamic stretching and some light cardio. Get everything loose.
Then the work starts. First up, 30 seconds of jump squats. You're driving your biggest muscles, your glutes, your quads into max effort.
Then you follow that with 30 seconds of rest, maybe just marching in place. Then, movement 2. 30 seconds of mountain climbers. Core and cardio together.
Another 30 seconds of rest. And then for movement 3, we bring in the full body destroyer. 30 seconds of burpees. This is your peak cardiovascular challenge right here.
And you definitely earn that 30 seconds of rest. Finally, movement 4 to spike the heart rate again. 30 seconds of high knees.
That whole sequence takes exactly 4 minutes. And depending on your fitness level, you just repeat that entire circuit anywhere from 3 to 5 times. You can see how you easily hit that 16 to 24 minute sweet spot.
And you finish with the essential cool down. 5 to 10 minutes of light movement and some static stretching for the hamstrings, quads, and hips.
So what does this all mean? I mean, the bottom line is that HIIT cardio isn't just some passing trend. It's a really powerful research-backed strategy. It allows you to leverage your body's own recovery mechanisms, that EPO, the growth factor release, to achieve some pretty dramatic fitness goals in a remarkably short amount of time.
And the beauty of it, as we've said, is the customization. You can start slow, master your form, and just choose the movements and the intervals that work for you right now.
And as you progress, just remember that the sources note the need to increase not just intensity, but also complexity. And this brings up a pretty important question for the long term. Beyond just, changing the work to rest ratio or adding another round? How else might you creatively combine these core movements, sprinting, jumping, burpees into new combinations or flows? How can you introduce new levels of complexity to shock your system and avoid that plateau, all without needing more than that core 20 minutes? That's really the puzzle for you to solve as you build your own ultimate training plan.